Congratulations on making it to the end of the year. In honour of the fact that you've got through another year, good or bad, I wanted to celebrate with you and share with you my year in review annual practice. This is something I share with all my clients every year to help them process the year they've had, move on from the bad things, learn the lessons, and celebrate the successes. This is a really valuable practice to help you get the most out of the year, close out the year, and set yourself up for the year ahead in a really positive way. We're going to share access to the year in review for free in the description for this video. So please do download the whole workbook and work through it. And you'll see there are lots of questions repeated in different ways, and that's because our brain can respond to different phrasing differently. So it is worth working through all the questions. But I wanted to give all of you a chance for a little mini review, just to celebrate and close out the year. So that's why I'm making you this end of year in review video. So the first thing to do is I want you to celebrate your successes. What were the wins this year? What were the things you were proud of yourself for? It might be some successes. It might also be just some difficult things that you just faced and dealt with. So even if you've ended the year thinking, oh, not that much went well, the fact that you're still here, you're still persevering, you got through those things is something to be really proud of. I myself pushed myself out of my comfort zone to start filming videos for YouTube, which is really not something I particularly wanted to do, but it was something that I'd been talking to clients about. And really, if we talk to clients about getting outside of their comfort zones, we as coaches have to do it ourselves as well. And really, I just wanted to share the career advice that I share with my clients one-to-one with as many people as possible. So I'm proud of myself for doing it, for not being a complete perfectionist about it, because, you know, in my ideal world, I'd be doing this from a professional studio, not from my living room. So having to overcome some of my own, challenges to put this out there. There's lots of great work I'm proud of. I've helped so many clients to get promoted, to move jobs, to overcome imposter syndrome. Also in my public speaking work, I spoke to my largest audience, which was over 1,000 people. So I have lots of things to be proud of, and there have been plenty of challenges as well. So just take a moment to think about those things and celebrate those successes. And if there's anything you've achieved and you haven't gone and celebrated it yet, make a plan to celebrate with a friend. It's really important for our brains that when something goes well, that we do celebrate it and we give ourselves that reward. So once you've reflected on the successes, also just reflect on your behaviour. What are you proud of for yourself? What are some of the ways that you behave really well? Did you have some discipline in a particular area of your life? Did you build some new healthy habits? Did you help someone who needed your help? So just think, not necessarily big successes, but just ways you behaved that you really liked. So once we've celebrated the good things, it's actually really important that we acknowledge the challenging things we've been through. Sometimes when we go through challenging circumstances, we just want to forget about them or pretend they haven't happened. And I completely get that, and that's something that I can do myself. But actually, to truly move on from something, we have to acknowledge what we've been through that's hard. So I do recommend you take some time to journal, write down by hand, what are some of the difficult things you went through this year? Why were they hard for you? And you can write down what you would have preferred happened if you weren't happy with how something went. But really take time to acknowledge what happened and how you feel about it. Just doing that is a really great exercise that can help you then let go of those situations. We also want to learn from the year. So you might reflect on the year and think, what do I wish I'd done differently? Is there anything I wish I'd done more of? More exercise comes to mind. Is there anything I wish I'd done less of? Do you wish you'd watched less Netflix? Do you wish you'd seen more of your friends? Do you wish you'd focused on a particular area of your career or your work that you neglected because you were too busy responding to other people's demands? Really think about every area of your life. What would you like to have done more of? What would you have liked to have done less of? What would you just like to have handled differently? And the reason we reflect on this isn't to criticize ourselves or to say I should have done it better. It's to learn and to set an intention for next year. So if you think, I let myself get distracted with my job, I focused on the instant quick wins, other people's demands, I didn't achieve my own strategic goals, then you can think, okay, so next year, how am I going to do this differently? Do I want to structure my day differently? Do I want to have some time each month in my calendar to refocus on my goals and take steps towards them? I really love the analogy of the big rocks. What are the big rocks on your to-do list? Can you spend a bit of time every morning just moving forward on those key activities that are attached to important goals for you? And then once you've even just done 20 minutes on your big rocks, then you can focus on day-to-day tasks. Outside of work, what do you wish you'd done differently? Is it how you'd handled certain situations, certain relationships, who you spent time with? Are there some rules and structures you can put in place that would make that different this year? I remember there was one year where I was just burnt out from so much socialising, which is a nice problem to have. But I realised I had to have a rule that I wouldn't go out for dinner from Sunday to Wednesday night. And that rule was a really good one, that unless it was someone's birthday or something really significant, I would never break it. And that meant I was getting at least 3 good nights sleep a week and wasn't going to bed too late. So just think, are there some rules I can set myself? Or what are the things I can spot in my behaviour? What are the signs that a situation I've been in before that I don't like might be about to repeat itself? What are the first signs that a relationship's becoming challenging? And what would I like to do differently when I spot them? The idea is to set rules that prevent us from repeating the same mistakes or help us spot when we're at the beginning of the mistake and get out of it. Some of this is quite deep work. So again, this is something to take away and reflect on. But it's really good to just ask yourself, what are the lessons I can take from this year? Once we've acknowledged our successes, reflected on the challenges and moved on from them, and take away some learnings and thought about what we want to do differently, now's the time to think about what we want to do with the year ahead. I'm one of those strange people that really loves New Year's Eve. I also really love birthdays. I know not everyone feels like this. But for both of those occasions, I just feel like it's getting a whole fresh sheet of paper. The beginning of each year, you get a whole new year to play with, is how I see it. Doesn't matter how bad 2025 was, you could, if you wanted to, make 2026 completely different. So I want you to think about your year ahead as if you have a completely blank sheet of paper and think, if I could do whatever I wanted with this year, what would it be? And when I get to the end of 2026, what do I want to look back on and say, I'm proud of myself for doing this. I'm proud of myself for achieving this. I'm glad I spent more time with these people doing these activities. I'm glad I spent less time on these activities and these people. And really think about what would make you really happy to reflect back on. And you'd be able to give yourself that pat on the back and say, that was something great that I achieved. So really think for 2026, what would make me really happy? Create a wish list for the year and don't try and be realistic. Just go with what would make you really happy, what would make you really proud of yourself. Again, in the year in review, there's some more questions to help you turn that into a reality. But I want you to close out this year by thinking about how 2026 can be an absolutely fantastic year for you ahead. So I just want to wish you a really happy new year, and I wish you every success.